I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I already know it, but you know what? I need to know. Are there certain black people that just don't like us because we're white?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amomi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we're discussing about a certain video that triggered a lot of people in the black community. The video that triggered a lot of people was a video of a white woman asking black people if they hate white people just because of the color of their skin.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I already know it, but you know what? I need to know. Are there certain black people that just don't like us because we're white? And I'm not even being political or racial or anything. I just want to know from my black friends out there on TikTok, like, are there some black people that just don't like us because we're white for no other reason?
Now, her video got a lot of people triggered, and people of all colors had some things to say about her video and her question.
Black people that just don't like us because we're white for no other reason?
This video is for educational purposes only, and it's not even really addressing this person. Because honestly, it wasn't a genuine dialogue to begin with. Just two things. First, if you're asking this question to black people on TikTok, that either means that you don't have genuine relationships with black folks in your life that you could ask this question to, or it's a disingenuous attempt to get views and build your platform. The second thing is that we live in a racial caste system. So we're all born into a social hierarchy based on race. We didn't create that, but we inherited it from the people that did. And they used it to subjugate and oppress black people. That system has been in place for centuries now, and it continues to this day. So while you think people should like you because you're friendly, you're still white. And you still represent and embody the oppression that black folks experience in this country. So rather than worrying about if people like you, maybe start thinking about why they don't trust you and your friendliness.
So Sarah Jessica has decided that a good way to get views and followers to her page would be to disingenuously ask the black community if there are black people who do not like white people because they're white. Answering the question with a simple yes is too simple, although accurate, because I feel like nothing said after that initial yes answer is going to be heard or acknowledged. I feel like it will only be a matter of seconds before we hear "that's racist to white people," accompanied by the historically tried and true white woman tears. The tears of narcissism, the tears of self-centering and self-victimization. This question wasn't asked with the intention of truly understanding why it is that there are certain black people that just simply don't like white people because they're white. You see, if I were to answer the question believing that it had been asked in good faith, I would explain that throughout all of history, the people who have racialized themselves to be considered white tend to exhibit, historically speaking, and historically documented, damaging and dangerous behaviors that stem from the social belief that that racial category that their ancestors created for them holds some sort of value, or even in some cases means that they are superior or inherently good. That belief that anything not white is bad or taboo or demonic or witchcraft or evil. That belief, the belief in which our entire society was built upon and indoctrinates us into believing since the day we open our eyes. That is what powers many of the thoughts, practices, opinions, and actions of white people. You know, finding a white person who is capable of self-reflection is rare for most black people, especially those in America. And finding white people who don't subscribe to whiteness is even more rare. And whiteness is anti-black. So, now because trauma is passed down through DNA, and the majority of black trauma can be traced to white people or whiteness as the source, as an act of self-preservation, some black people simply do not like white people because they are white. And no, that's not prejudice, because prejudice is not based on reason or actual experience. It is a trauma response at the hands and even turned backs, colorblind eyes of white people to the lived experiences and the consequences of the thoughts, actions, and beliefs that whiteness instills in white people that cause some black people to not like white people because they're white. But again, I know this question was not asked in good faith. It was asked so that it could have a bunch of people that are black say yes, there are people that don't like white people because they're white. So that white people could in turn say, see, white people experience racism. So she could get views and she can get new followers.
I need to know, are there certain black people that just don't like us because we're white?
Absolutely. Next question, please.
Are there certain black people that just don't like us because we're white?
It's not that we don't like you. We just, really don't trust you. And then you don't give us any more reasons to trust you, so we keep on not trusting you. But then, white people, like yourself, will be like, oh, why don't any black people like white people? Without realizing that it's not an issue of liking, it's about trust and, the history we have. So then we don't like you because you're failing to grasp the point that at least I feel, is entirely obvious. And that is, I'm not going to inherently trust you just because you exist. You need to do something to earn that trust.
There's some black people that just don't like us because we're white for no other reason. I think that there's certain black people that just don't like me because I'm white.
So tired of asking stupid ass questions. Listen, Sarah Jessica Parker. Every black person on this planet cannot like you because you're white, right? And not a thing's gonna happen to you. It takes one of y'all to not like a black person because they black. You could decimate and destroy their whole life. You know why? Because the race category of white is who has control of the system and structure that declares everybody else's rights. The race category of white is the one that have control over the system and structures that can be materialized and weaponized against those that are not white to decimate our whole life with immunity and impunity, okay? All right. And I don't know why you're asking this, because I'm hearing you from Jersey, which means most likely that you are Irish or Italian, right? Which means that you barely white, okay? I don't even know why you're asking black people this question when your ancestors barely made the cut. You need to bring an Anglo to the front to ask this question, okay? If you are Italian or Irish, you're only a couple decades into white. Your forefathers came here with very little rights, okay? If you're Italian, they thought of you as dirty, dusted dogs. You wasn't white. And upon arrival, you Irish, uncivilized. Wow. You became white later on when the Anglos said you could. And that's why y'all are confused about what white means. It's what's confusing y'all about this race category of white. You don't understand that your skin color is secondary. Primary to white, primary to the race category of white was the structure and design of white. It was designed to mean superior race, entitled to more rights than those that were not white. That is what white was constructed and designed to mean, okay? Understand that fact before you come in black people face and ask them, do you not like me because I'm white? Understand what white means. And then you will be more inclined to look at yourself in the fucking mirror and ask yourself these stupid ass questions. Say, do I not like myself because I'm white? And if you don't have the answer, go and visit your dusty ass ancestors or forefathers.
Okay, so this video hit my For You page and just watch.
I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I already know it, but you know what? I need to know, are there certain black people that just don't like us because we're white?
So she was complaining about black people being mean to her, so I wanted to see what she was actually talking about. So I dug through her page and found this.
When I lived in New York, I lived in predominantly black neighborhoods, and when I would be walking down the street, I would get called, names, or get out of our neighborhood, or, stupid white C, B-I-T-C-H, all these things, simply for just being white and no other reason. So if people are saying they could read my vibes from walking down the street, that's a little insane.
Did you hear it? Because I heard it. She was a white woman living in a predominantly black area in New York, right? Meaning, most likely, she is a gentrifier. Everyone knows about gentrification at this point, so I feel like I don't really need to summarize it, but what happens often is you will have a predominantly Black or POC space that will, at some point in time, be the darling zone for young, usually white artists who are poor and can't afford to live in these nicer, predominantly white areas that have historically been segregated. So they move to these historically Black segregated areas. And when they're there, they make the place hip, and then the people from those white suburban areas start to hear about that interesting, cool, edgy place in the city, and they want to live there. So what do? They eventually move there, and when they get there, the rent is significantly cheaper than the place that they moved from. Now, this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart, because one of the things that I had to comprehend when I moved to Los Angeles is that I, in my own way, was gentrifying. I moved to LA from Orange County, where I lived for 6 years with an ex. And when I moved to my first apartment, which was in Crenshaw, which is a predominantly Black area, the rent that I paid for me at the time was affordable. How much was my affordable rent? $2,695. Now, mind you, I lived in a 1,400 square foot apartment. It was, for me, in LA numbers, a good deal. Is it a good deal for the people living in the area? No, it's not. In fact, it's astronomically higher than what they're generally paying. So what happens is landlords who are leeches tend to get the idea that they can now raise the rent, right? Because there's people from outside of this area who are willing to come to this area, who are eager to come to this area to be part of the interesting art thing that happened years ago, which, by the way, usually the artists end up getting pushed out as well. And they are going to be willing to pay that much to live in the area. And so effectively, people are displaced from the areas that they were segregated into, that have been their homes for all of their life, right? That's probably why people, when they see you as a white woman on the street, are not too happy to see you. And I'm not going to say that people yelling stuff at you is okay, because I don't think it is. I think it's terrible and it shouldn't happen, right? But historically, when white people move to these areas, it often means the people are about to be displaced. I now live in East Hollywood in a predominantly Mexican community, and everyone in my neighborhood has been very, very friendly and very warm to me. And one time I was talking to the local homeless guy who lives on the street, and he told me that he would rather have me in the neighborhood, and I'm one of the few Black people in this particular neighborhood, than a white person, because oftentimes when white people move to the area, it just gets even more gentrified. And since I've been here, oh my gosh, so many businesses have closed down. I've seen so many Spanish-speaking businesses close down and reopen as, some sort of, hip thing that is frankly pandering to people who can afford to spend $12 on coffee and $20 on cocktails, right? So yeah, you were a gentrifier, and that's why people weren't particularly happy to see you. But let's talk about something else too. Now, I'm gonna be honest, and I know that some people are not gonna hear this the right way, but more recently, I've developed a sort of anxiety around befriending white women, because a lot of white women have this way of essentially punishing you if you're not operating in service to them.
You know what? I need to know, are there certain Black people that just don't like us because we're white?
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm white and I don't like white people because they're white. Your question is not even relevant, really, in this point in our lives. You go on to say, quote, my Black friends on TikTok, will you please let me know? Well, they're not going to let you know because, as you stated, they're your friends. And nobody's going to validate your feelings. If you're feeling some type of way that a group or a person doesn't like you because you're white, then that's on you. And you'll be hard pressed to find out that a lot of other races and cultures don't like white folks, and or especially Americans. So what you really probably need to do is get out your feelings.
I need to know, are there certain Black people that just don't like us because we're white?
No, I'm not going to answer that part about whether Black people don't like us just because we're white, but later down in the comment section, when someone asks you for like an interaction that you've had with Black people, and you say that you're just so nice and you get blatant rudeness back, like, elaborate. Like, you're being so nice, and what they said back to you wasn't how you wanted them to say it. It didn't make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. It was straight to the point and assertive. I don't know the situation, but a lot of white people think Black people are being rude when they are just getting to the point. Maybe they don't want a small talk. Maybe they don't want to shoot the shit with you. It's not rude. If white people had the same interaction with you, would you say they were being rude Or would you just, Is it because it's a black person that is saying it that makes it rude? So, and really, I don't think black people are looking for us like that, so.
Are there certain black people that just don't like us because we're white?
Abso-freaking-lutely. Because historically, presently, pastly, futurely, white people have given minorities, especially black people, reasons not to like them. Like, I can go into details, give citations, cliff notes, references. It wouldn't matter because I'm convinced white people just don't care and don't want to understand. And that's okay. It's the world we live in.
Now, she got a lot of backlash for the video that she put up, and then she made a second video trying to explain or trying to defend the first video.
I have been on social media for years, always hoping and praying and wishing I would go viral, always just hoping it would happen. I make so much videos, so much content. I'm just like, if only I could go viral. This is not what I wanted to go viral for. I don't make controversial videos. I did talk some stuff about COVID back in the day, okay, when that was going on, and one of those kind of went semi-viral. But mostly, I wanted to go viral for, my own stuff, for my own rants, for, maybe something I'm sharing or talking about. Not this. Making it to Black TikTok and getting roasted in every single stitch? No. Also, guys, the video's 58 seconds long, so you better believe if I wanted to do something controversial to go viral, I would have made it 1 minute and 1 second so that I could collect all that money from the creator fund. But not only I'm making $0 from this, I'm getting roasted, all kinds of negative attention, and totally just slashing my character on Black TikTok. That's not what I wanted to be known for, and that's not any of my content. And at this point, even if I delete it, it doesn't matter. It's out there, so I really just have to take it on the chin and deal with it. But it's almost funny because of all the videos I've ever posted that I wish would go viral. This isn't the one. But I guess I asked for it. Oh well, I know who I am, and I'm going to keep continuing to be who I am because that's it. Okay, bye.
Now, a lot of people try to explain the reason why some people might actually hate white people just because of their skin color. Definitely the history between white and blacks is not something nice, and the fact that even though slave trade has been abolished, there's still a lot of oppression that a lot of black people get because of the fact that a lot of white people would think that they are the superior race, and then they try to subdue other people of different races. When I first saw her video, I actually thought she was trying to understand why some people would not like white people just because of their skin color, even though she's supposed to know. But I just thought maybe she's not that I don't want to say the word smart, but I just thought that she was trying to genuinely find out if that happens and why. But when I saw her second video and I was watching it, I was like, I think this woman was disingenuous in making the first video, and she really did not make that video with good intent. In my own opinion, she said she made it with good intent. She did not think it was going to go, she was going to go viral for that kind of thing, that she did not want to go viral for that kind of thing. But personally, I just, after watching the second video, I was just like, she had not so nice aim in making the first video. Now, like I explained, there's so much history between blacks and whites, and the fact that even in 2024, there are a lot of things that there are a lot of disadvantage that people of color, especially blacks, have, because some people that are white, Caucasian, actually think they're superior. So it is not going to be out of place for some people to not like people just because of their skin color. Is it right? No, because the same way blacks were not liked because of their skin color, is what we are doing now. It's like reverse. But the thing is that the history doesn't make it easy for people to like someone that you know that if you're just talking to the person can flip things around, and then the society would actually defend the person flipping it and not even listen to you because they feel like you are not a superior race. So you don't expect people who have encountered some things to want to be chummy with you or like you or want to discuss with you or want to be nice to you. It's not compulsory that I should be nice to you because you want to talk to me. Like, I think one of the things that made her feel that way was because she'll be talking. She said she was nice to some people and they were being rude to her. And in my own opinion, I'm like, were they being rude to you, or they just did not want to talk to you? It's not compulsory for me to talk to everybody. So if you feel you're nice to me and I feel like I don't want to talk to you because I don't want you to flip things around, and then you come and say people are hating you. But I also saw somewhere where she said she used to be harassed and called names or something when she was walking in the road. That I don't like, because it happens to us. Why would you do it to the next person? I know that a lot of people say, and they've done it to us, why can't we do it back? I don't believe in that kind of thing. But I know that a lot of people don't believe in forgiveness, or cannot turn the other cheeks, or forgiveness of 70 times 7. So they would react the way that they feel is right, even though I might not agree with it. But definitely, I don't know their personal experience for them to react in that kind of way. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this whole discussion. Do you think she made that video with a malicious intent, or do you think she was just curious about our experience and just wanted to find out what exactly is going on? Do you understand why some people would not like white people because of their skin color? I would love to hear your thoughts about this discussion. Please keep it respectable, no abuses, no cussing out, no thing. Please keep the comments in the comment section a bit respectable, and let's have a constructive discussion. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.